Thanks, Don.
Thank you. So as we watch this vote that's going on right now in the House, and we continue to pay attention to the Congress, meaning the House and the Senate, a few things that I want to say about what we saw today. President Trump, your legacy awaits you. It really does. Leader not of the greatest nation on earth, but of a mob insurrection to destroy the Capitol and our democracy, as you sat and you watch it on TV, and according to reports, you seemed to take pleasure in it. You will go down in history as the worst of the worst. And someday in the future, that will be all anyone remembers of you, that you were awful, terrible, the worst president, and that you won by an electoral fluke and by lying to people. Your complete and utter disgrace is what people will remember. And you are a complete and utter disgrace. As far as today goes, we have breaking news. And you know what that is. The nation's capital is under curfew tonight. Lawmakers are reconvened to count electoral college votes on one of the darkest days in American history. Domestic terrorists, that's what you are. Domestic terrorists who are goaded on by the president into an attack on our very own Capitol. I want you to let that sink in. If you're still as shocked as you should be, as we all are, not surprised. We saw this coming. We have been warning you about it for years now. A little late. I'm glad you're finally there and you see it. This may be the thing that breaks the fever. This attempted coup. And so this is how it ends. It started with American carnage, but this is the real American carnage. You are. We love you you're very special. The president tells the rioters, insurrectionists, domestic terrorists today. What's that?
Go home. We love you. You're very special.
Well, it's not like we weren't warned, encouraging violence at his campaign rallies, calling on Second Amendment people and a veiled threat against Hillary Clinton.
If she gets to pick her judges, nothing you can do, folks. Although the Second Amendment people, maybe there is, I don't know.
This about deadly white supremacist violence in Charlottesville.
You also had people that were very fine people on both sides. You had people in that group, excuse me, I saw the same pictures as you did.
Gassing peaceful protesters so he could have a photo op in front of a church. Proud Boys, stand back and stand by.
You want to call them, what do you want to call them? Give me a name, give me a
White
name.
supremacists and
What would you like me to condemn?
white supremacists and white
Proud
Boys.
Boys, stand back and stand by.
Refusing to commit to a peaceful transfer of power.
Will you commit to making sure that there is a peaceful transferal of power after the election?
Well, we're going to have to see what happens.
Inciting this very mob this morning.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women, and we're probably not going to be cheering so much for some of them, because you'll never take back our country with weakness. You have to show strength, and you have to be strong.
There you go. That's what did it. Inciting them along with his son.
If you're gonna be the zero and not the hero, we're coming for you. I suggest you choose wisely.
Along with his so-called lawyer, Rudy Giuliani.
If we're wrong, we will be made fools of. But if we're right, a lot of them will go to jail. So, let's have trial by combat.
Everyone watching knew that this could happen. Everyone knew it was time for choosing. And everyone will remember who chose not to oppose, but to stand by this attempt to mount a coup, who chose to be an active part of it. who promoted yourselves on TV, raised money. I'll remember you, especially as long as I sit in this seat, I'm going to remember you, and even after. We will all remember you, because when the coup you enabled and you supported is finally mounted and you are barricaded inside, cowering in fear because it finally affects you, when officers are injured, when a woman is shot to death, when bombs are planted and disabled in the Capitol and other DC buildings, when the Confederate flag is carried up the steps of the United States Capitol and into the hall, not in 1865, but in 2021, when a scaffold with a noose is erected beside the steps of the Capitol, you do not get to pretend that you didn't support this or say that this wasn't the side that you were on, that you didn't know what could happen, that you didn't align yourself with the man who told you all along exactly what he was about and exactly what he was about to do. You tried to play games with the intentions of a madman. And thanks to you, we have all lost. Shame, shame, shame on you forever. And there are other words, but I cannot say them on television. Phil Mattingly, back on Capitol Hill for us. Where are we in this process, Phil?
Well, we're watching the House vote right now. Obviously, the Senate